You're not responsible. It was wrong. Reach out to me. We'll connect you.
I will never see, speak, or hear from Aaron Smith-Levin for the rest of my life.
I've been raised since the age of 4 to follow orders, do as I was told, or risk losing everything.
If we speak out, that's the only way they're going to get the strength to have the courage to do the same.
Why the hell does someone have to escape to get out of a religion?
I'm still shocked by the evil. This is pure evil at work.
And welcome to Come Get Some Extra Scientology Edition. This is part 3 of 3 with Tara Reile. Coming a little early this morning. Schedule keeps mixing around a little bit, but this is part 3, the final part of the Tara Reile interview, which has been great so far as I'm concerned. And coming up soon will also be an interview with Christy Gordon, and there will also be more coming. The show continues. In the meantime, I can't speak today. Let's go ahead and get on and let's get this over with for part 3 of Tara Reile. I could talk to her forever, but we're going to get part 3 out of the way so we can move on to some other interviews that I have planned and some other things coming up. So thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for all the kind words. And here's part 3 of Tara Reile.
Never get through it.
Yeah, like you have to make yourself believe you believe it.
It's like if someone tells you a joke and you don't fall for it, but they keep telling it to you, and eventually you just accept the joke because oh, you got me, because you're not going to shut up about it.
Exactly. Oh, the joke's on me. Got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Auditing was a big part of the ranch. I feel like our first time was way better.
No, it's fine.
I was like way more on point. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I had to do the Purist. I think I did the Purist twice. I really think I did the Purist twice. It's such a weird, like everything gets blended together. And I've spoken to like my fellow ranchers, and it's all the same. Cause like we didn't have, like we were aware of the time of day, but as far as like the day or world events or anything, it was just like. We didn't have access to outside world. We didn't have phones or, television or anything like that. So, my days, it was like basically 2 years of the same fucking day.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But, yeah, it's like all melded together. It was very long day. So the Purist, I don't want to get into the Purist right now. We'll talk about something else before we get into that.
Okay.
I usually end up like hyperventilating.
I understand. Oh, I understand because we talked a little bit about it. We'll get back. We'll come back to it. I saw on Leah's show on Aftermath that that stream you were scooping water out, and I believe you said that water was used on the kids as shower water and other things.
Drinking water.
Yeah,
drinking water. Yeah.
That picture, I don't know if I can get a hold of that for the scroll on the podcast, but that didn't look like clean water to me.
No, it wasn't. It was really gross. It was like dirty brown water with little squiggly worms.
Oh God.
Mosquito larvae or something in it. But and it was very gross.
Was it
drinking water?
Was it filtered at all? Was it put through a streamer? What?
No.
They didn't screen it through and boil it? Are you freaking...
I don't. We just drank it. But we didn't drink it. I ended up with, we were all pretty fucking dehydrated, really. My skin was so dry. It took a couple years. Like, I had scars between my thighs and my cheeks from my skin was just so cracked and bleeding, and I think somebody gave me a bed balm or something to put on my cheeks, but it looked like I had leprosy, like legitimately, it hurt so bad.
I'm sorry, Tara, this is $1 billion supposable religion, corporation, and they couldn't send you guys cases of frickin' water?
No, they couldn't. Crazy, huh?
Crazy.
It's crazy. And this is on a camping trip. This is on a labor camping trip. So at the ranch, you had your 10-step basic program, and I forget the 10 steps, and for some reason, nobody can remember them fully. It's like we all block them out collectively. But so and one of them was production. So we did production and labor every day. It was from I want to say like 7:30 a.m. Well, we would eat breakfast, and then we would start KP, which is kitchen patrol, kitchen cleanup. So we would start cleaning up after breakfast, and then we would just clean and work all day until course time, which is around 3 o'clock. But we would go on these camping trips, these like special, make us even better camping trips. And some of them would be labor camping trips, and that was the one where that photo was from. And we were up there. See, I thought that we were only up there for like 2 weeks. And everybody's like, dude, we were up there for like a fucking month. I'm like, really?
Oh, wow.
See, that's like, yeah, and it's called Elevate Springs. We made this big, we had to cut down these huge trees and plane them by hand. We're talking like 50, 100-foot tree trunks here, and plane them and carry them and build fences, and it was called Elevate Springs. How fucking ironic, dirty, squiggly worm water. Way to go, Ellery, to Tiffany.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that was the same camping trip that I was really fucking hungry, and I destroyed the mess tent.
Couldn't have a banana.
Yeah, that was, because I wanted a banana. I just wanted something, and she couldn't give it to me.
So let me understand. Was it the last banana?
No, it was just a banana. Originally, I was trying to steal a tortilla, because our meals were tortilla with peanut butter, ramen, dry ramen. Because
dry ramen.
Water. Well, we didn't have very much water. The only water we had was from that little spring. You know how hard and long it took about 2 or 3 hours.
How did you eat dry ramen and not break your teeth?
I never even thought about it. I don't know. We all have really bad teeth, I've noticed. Sorry, guys, if you're listening. But no, we all have really bad teeth. Maybe that has something to do with it and poor nutrition growing up.
Yeah.
No, I went into the tent because I was just hungry, and this girl, Erica, we were friends, and she was on a program at the time, but she was in charge of the kitchen, and she could not give me anything to eat. She would have gotten in serious fucking trouble. And, and I remember it was like, looking at her like it was a human moment, it was like, we're not two kids at this ranch building this fucking thing, like, this is like human to human, give me a freaking banana. And, like, I could see that I could see
it was her ass. Yeah.
Right, like, she couldn't. And I just, I'm against it, and
So what happens?
I ran up the mountain.
What happens when you take a banana? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get the banana. I didn't get anything.
So that's even worse. You got punished and you didn't even get the banana.
I know, I'm sorry. That's when I was the water girl. So I had a buddy. That's how I got the picture actually taken. Because it's just interesting because I totally forgot that I had somebody with me. But I guess, like, we weren't allowed to talk. She wasn't allowed to talk to me or anything. So it would make sense that I forgot that she existed on our walk. But she was the one that took a picture. And you can say her name. Hopefully one day I'll be able to.
She wasn't allowed to talk to you.
Yeah, because I was in trouble. So, because after I did the kitchen or whatever, I was thrown in a lake. Well, it was more like a pond thing, and I don't know. Everybody just decided to throw me in for trash in the kitchen tent, I assume, or it was, I don't know. I assume that was the reason.
Oh, that was your punishment. That was part of your punishment.
Yeah, that was one of the punishments, and which sucked because I remember, like, it got cold at night, and it was just whatever. It was like my only warm clothes I had. Like, under my flannel, I had a sweater, a big heavy sweater on, and
you're wearing it.
Super wet, and I was wearing it, and that shit didn't dry. Anyway, might have something to do with that skin that I had. So, so after that happened, so then I was like the water girl, and this was like a 1 or 2 mile hike down from camp. Like, and this was in the middle. This is like, we could have been eaten. I cannot believe none of us were like attacked, honestly. Like, there were javelinas and fucking bears.
Holy shit.
And not cobras, rattlesnakes and tarantulas.
You saw some of this?
Scorpions. Yeah, I saw it all.
Oh my God.
Fucking, yeah, and like, but thankfully, none of it, obviously, but that's scary shit. And looking at those pictures, I was little, I thought I was a big, tough kid. I was not a big, tough kid.
They just didn't bother you?
A fucking mountain lion? No, it didn't bother me.
Wow.
It didn't. And like, I used to, we used to sneak out of the upper ranch at night and, just sneak out. And we weren't going anywhere because there's nowhere to go, but, we meet up with boys or whatever in the middle. And that was a 2-mile hike in the middle of the mountains, up this mountain and down the mountain. And it got scary sometimes, but I was never like really, I don't know. The only time I was really fucking freaked out was this one time up behind the upper ranch. I used to go on like walks in the woods, like the woods were my sanctuary, and I would take the dogs with me. There were like a group, when I wasn't in trouble. I'm gonna add that when I was like doing good on the program and like following all the rules and shit, I could, you got jobs and you weren't watched and shit like that. So I was able to go for little walks and stuff like that. And I walked up behind the upper ranch and had a group of dogs with me. And normally they would just, run along with me or walk with me. And they all fucking stopped. Like I think I had like 4 or 5 dogs with me. They all stopped and turned around and looked the other way. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked up and there was like a whole group of coyotes, like not even 15 feet from me, growling and snarling at me, eating like a dead elk carcass. And I was just like, oh my fucking god! And I hightailed it back.
Time to go.
Like, what is a ghost? All the girls were like, what the hell happened? I'm like, don't go in the woods.
Oh.
Back in the woods. But I don't know if coyotes really attack, but that was like the scariest up close animal moment I had there. But yeah. But the camping trips were, a fun side adventure to the regular
Is it fun in quotes on that one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like we sit in holes, we didn't have outhouses, we slept in tents. Like I said, we had dry ramen, it was peanut butter and tortilla shells.
Peanut butter and tortilla, I never tried that.
Yeah, it's actually, it's really good when you're starving and it's going.
Right.
And, creating ramen packets, and then come to find out, like, that's a commodity in prison and shit. Like, hey, we were doing that stuff 20 years ago. But yeah, actually the best ramen, and a couple girls and I were talking about this last week. I had found a coffee pot. It was like a little single serve or like 3-cup coffee pot in an old auditor's bedroom. And the girls and I were like student staff at the time. And when you got to a certain point in the program, or when your parents didn't want you back, you got the option of staying there as staff, which was so nice. And funny. But I had found this little coffee pot, and oh wait, no, it wasn't student staff. We were in trouble. That's right, because we had to hide it. We were in camp. Okay, so this one time we were in trouble, and I found this. I don't know what we were doing something we weren't supposed to be doing, but we found a coffee pot, and we would make ramen in our bathroom, and we would eat it with the ends of our toothbrushes. And
like chopsticks.
Yeah. Well, we only had one toothbrush.
Oh, yeah.
So we wouldn't share, but yeah, we would eat. That's how we would eat, and we would eat it in the middle of the night with like ramen. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then my uncle, when he was like calling to get all his, information on me, he asked my stepsister, "Will the Sarah still eat ramen?" And she was like, "What the fuck? Of course she does. We're poor." Like, what are you talking about? But it was just like he was trying to bring up the ramen fact or something, like in my smear campaign. I don't even know where he was going with that. Like, yes, I still eat ramen. Yes, I have to. I don't want to, but I do. For anybody that's trying to throw that in my face.
Really? Someone would throw in your face that you still eat a food product? I mean, but at least you get it in hot water now, right? You get it mixed properly.
I honestly haven't had dry ramen in about 20 years.
It's not the same thing. It's almost like a different food completely.
It really is. Have you ever had it?
Yeah, it's something that I've seen. I've gone through phases,
Right.
where I was like addicted to it. You know, it was something fast and easy and cheap. Not dry ramen. Proper. You're asking if I tried dry? No, why would I?
Exactly. Why would you? And that's the thing. Like, we didn't realize then. Like, looking back at it now as an adult and as a parent, and the amount of money all of our parents spend. Like, none of them have really. I mean, I'm not going to say none of them, because I know a few of them have, opened their eyes and they were like, holy shit. But, like, I don't understand how they can still stand and justify their religion, and I put that in big quotes, and, like, with ramen, and then the water. And my dad knew about this stuff. I told them. And, like, my family, when they called me before the smear campaign, they were like, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, I have. I've told you guys. And you guys you respond in the same way. Like, I should be thanking you. Like, well, it's either that or Julie, Tara. No. And I don't know. I asked my mom about that, too. She's like, well, yeah, but my mom before mother said that. I'd have to probably talk to Dr. Phil about that one.
Wow. Okay.
I was just totally good. I don't want to talk to Dr. Phil. No offense, Dr. Phil.
Nothing personal.
So, yeah, all that. So, the ranch, Sweet Cheesy Ranch, was, I knew it was Scientology. I figured it was Scientology because the Reile family wanted me to go there, and they were all Scientologists.
Did you?
I asked my dad if it was Scientology, and he said, yeah. And I was like, all right. But I didn't really
mission.
know.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what it meant until I got there. And I was a Scientologist when I left. I mean, I was, but it wasn't.
Did you learn anything, or education-wise while you were there?
I learned how to say my alphabet backwards.
That's right. We talked about it, didn't we? Yes. I don't think we got that. Yeah, but yeah, that's the one claim to fame. I've actually seen you online with other ex-members bonding over the fact you can say the alphabet backwards.
Right? I know that's like what we all came away with. And it, we all have our same stories with the cops. So basically, the only thing that got us out of, I guess, maybe our like duties or something. I don't know. But no, as far as education goes, I didn't get any.
Don't drive drunk, people. Just notice, by the way.
Right. Don't do that. But if you want to, and you need to say it alphabet backwards, don't do that. I'm just joking. But we didn't have any education. I did all of the basics. We did all of the basic Scientology courses. It was part of the program. We had to do how to use a dictionary, learning how to learn, the grammar and communication course, basic study manual. And then from there, if you did all of that shit and wanted to learn more or read more, like I did, not so much in Scientology, just I wanted to read and learn more. I did all of the, I don't even know what they're from, like all the little courses. Like I was giving assists. I know I could if I would do Reddit, I'm not going to. Like I was giving assists, so I was qualified to do that, and I would on kids. And I was a word clearer. I also did this thing called false data stripping, which I was trying to read up on the other day. It's basically pulling out all, I don't even know, it's such a bizarre thing, so we're not even going to go into it.
Right.
I'm looking up false data stripping because it really goes into the psyche of indoctrination.
It's so weird. From the outside looking in, and probably from your perspective now being in and looking back, it's like the name of the process almost gives away the actual criminology of it all. Just what's wrong with it.
Yeah, I actually was. Yes, it does, and it's Scientology is full of ironies and hypocrisy, really. And I feel like it's just a big joke. But yeah.
true.
You're right. It really does.
False data stripping. Fake news.
Is exactly what it is. It's like, so, I did a lot of those. I did pretty much all of the courses I think you can do up until where you have to, like, start paying big, huge bucks for them. And then, yeah.
I'm a little bit weirded out by this. You were skipping school. It sounds like the main reason that you were threatened with juvie, and he sent you somewhere where you weren't going to get any school.
Well, see, here's the thing. The problem was with them is that because I was in New York and I was skipping school and you have to legally be in school, it was a problem because, you know, authorities could get involved in that point. So that's why I was a problem for them. Like, honestly, they would have, I'm sure, if people weren't, like, judging them, my dad would have just been like, fuck it, just stay home, I really don't care. But he couldn't because other people were like, you know, Tara needs to be in school, what are you going to do with Tara? You know.
There's pressure.
So,
yeah.
There was pressure there, and I get that as a parent, but honestly, I know my dad, and I think deep down he probably would have been like, fuck it. So, yeah, it is very ironic. Education isn't it wasn't really a big deal.
No, they want you to understand and be educated on Scientology. It's all that matters, right?
Right, exactly. That's what we learned, and I was very upset by that because I really thought like I was going to be able to get my GED. They told me that I would be able to, and one of the things I asked my dad before you know I had agreed to go there. I'm going to say agree loosely because I was probably going there anyway, even if I didn't. But you know, it was that I got some sort of formal education, and that I was going to continue my education because I actually did like learning. You know, it was just boring to me. It's just you know, and I had whatever other things to do this time, but I enjoyed learning and you know doing that thing. Plus, I didn't want to fail, and I thought I was going to be home in 3 months, so I didn't want to you know be a grade behind or anything in my.
Sure.
But yeah, that was kind of a big fucking blow, and I know that hurt a lot of us. Really, it affected not having that education.
It was one of those anchors, right? It's an anchor holding people in sometimes, because where am I going to... I have a job within Scientology, and I'm doing okay, but if I leave, then where am I going to go?
Right, and that's the thing with like the jobs in Scientology. Like, I've been trying to work on my resume for like 20 years now, and I just can't come up with one. But like, you know, when I was 14, I was suicide watch IC. So I was in charge of watching people who, you know, were suicidal by locking them in a room and being in control of them when I was 14. And nothing on my resume. However, I'm just saying, I've held some pretty fucking crazy jobs.
That should never be on a 14-year-old. Not at all. And these people shouldn't be just locked in a room either. That's crazy.
No, it shouldn't. I talked to that person since then, and you know, we're cool, which is good. Like, we get it. Like, we're all children.
So it's a child telling a child to go do this, basically.
Yeah, basically. And
okay.
She ended up jumping out the window or something. I mean, I don't blame her. I would have freaked out too. She had to be in this little fucking room, and I couldn't let her leave. And I don't know. It was very out. It's one of those things that is burned into my brain and has been forever. So I was really glad I got the chance to talk to her a couple weeks ago and smooth that over, because it was just like, I apologized, and you know, she's like, don't apologize, and I was like, but I have to. But you know, we get it. It was like one of those. It's just it's just like one of those little fucked up things, you know, you forget about. But that was, as far as jobs go, I don't. And education goes, yeah, it is. Once you come out of it, you are kind of lost, because you're like, you know, I got out of there at 16, and people are looking at me like a 16-year-old with no education, and I'm like, man, are you kidding me? I just got off. Like, I just did all of this shit that all you grown-ups, you know, even barely do.
It's always like, I don't have anywhere near the education you have, but I have far more life experience, and I'm younger. Yeah.
I have.
It's amazing.
And it's like it's kind of bittersweet, because I don't know. Like, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? I don't know.
It's definitely not a normal thing.
definitely should not. That's definitely not a normal thing. And, like smoking cigarettes, and it's such a basic but not basic thing. And smoking cigarettes isn't really the cool thing to do anymore, which is good. But like I was reading a whole bunch of stuff that people had posted recently about LRH saying that smoking cigarettes is a cure for cancer, or the more cigarettes you smoke, the less likely you'll get cancer. And that was said, and we smoked cigarettes, and that's just so.
Well, who said that?
Things like that. LRH actually.
LRH said that?
That's why so many Scientologists smoke cigarettes.
Are you? I did not know this.
Yeah, I'll send you the.
But there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's crazy. But and I didn't like that goes back to that whole time I was thinking my family was cool for letting me smoke cigarettes. It was because LRH said it was okay. Then it goes back to that, and it's like, oh, you guys are losers. What's wrong with you? Why would you let your kids smoke cigarettes? I don't know. It's just so. It just devours me now, looking at the whole thing.
I'm wondering, did LRH smoke?
He smokes.
That's why smoking is good for you. It's because LRH smokes. That's why. That's why he made it that way.
That's like coffee. And what's interesting about the drug thing? Like, it's known fact now that he used to take that these like Quaaludes and speed and stuff, and then he was telling all of his parishioners, or his followers or whatever you want, his people, that they can't even take, like stuff like Tylenol. And there's some Scientologists that will disagree with that, but being raised in a Scientology family, that's how a lot of them perceived whatever writings he wrote on that. And
everything's literal, right?
Very, very common. Right. And it was very, very common to not get medicine. Like at the ranch, we didn't get medicine. You were sick, you got thrown in a trailer with other sick kids until you weren't sick anymore. It's like, I can't believe nobody died.
Yeah, because you think they're just passing the germs around in this trailer. It's just sick people with sick people.
Ever. I talked to a girl the other day. She was in there. I think she said like 3 weeks, and then finally she was just like, I can't. And she was little. She was 12, skinny, and she was 12, and she had the flu really bad, and then some other kids got the flu, and they just stuck him in this little tiny trailer, like a pull behind trailer, like running water. There's a couple like hot bed things.
And there's no antibiotics. There's no vaccinations. There's no flu shot. Nothing like that. And with you guys.
Touches, there's touches this.
Jesus Christ.
There's CalMag, vitamins.
The CalMag. Yeah. And there's the nearest hospital. Do you know how far it was?
The nearest hospital, I believe, is in Albuquerque, but the nearest doctor's office was in Reserve, which was, 20 minutes down the road. With like one doctor.
Take him to the doctor.
Yeah, there was a couple times people should have gone to the doctor. And didn't go to the doctor. Like, I had cut the tip of my finger off.
That's right.
The tip of my pointer finger, not like the bone, but all the skin and the nerves and the muscles. And I can't use my touch screen with my pointer finger, so you guys are all wondering how your touch screens work, the nerve endings in your fingers. And if you don't have any, it doesn't work. So I cut off the tip of my nerve endings, or my finger, and I sliced into my middle finger. I should have got stitches. I should have went to the doctor. And or I should have gotten a hug. I don't know. I should have got something, but I didn't. I got told I put on a table, the downstairs kitchen table, by these two creepy people, and nobody can remember their names. They're like Ned and Nancy Flanders. That's who they were. That's who they look like.
Oh God!
They remind me of. They were so bizarre. Oh, I think one of the ladies' names was, her name was Diane, and then her husband, I don't know, but they were very weird. They came from some church, mission, somewhere, I don't know, or they were healers.
Not doctors.
I don't know why they were. Yeah, I don't know why they were there, but they were like the medical people and the touch assist people, and they gave me a lot of the assist, and it was creepy.
Did they have any medical degree? Did they have any medical training?
Well, I don't know. Their solution for the tip of my finger being gone was to have me lay down with my arm above my head raised, and they put Melaleuca oil on my finger. And the Luca oil is tea tree oil. It's it's painful. It's mentholated. It's incredibly, the pain is unfucking believable. I like shudder when I think about it. It was so painful. So there was that incident with me specifically, and then the next day
you should have gone to the hospital.
Should have. I really should have. My finger's still messed up from that. There was a time I was roughhousing with one of my friends, and I was on the ground, and she was on top of me, and my head was like in the boys' dorm, because the main house at the lower ranch is where the boys lived, and then that's like where we would have like our our morning meetings, and where we would eat and stuff like that. So it was like the main house, and then the boys each had a dorm on the east side and then the west side. And this is a very, very small house. This is not a big place. This is very small. I'm going to say like it was probably less than 1,500 square feet. And there was a lot of people living in there, and plus it was our main area. But so I was roughhousing with this girl, and my head was down, and this kid threw like a 10-pound barbell weight. Bounced off the bed, and it landed on my face, and it cracked my cheek, like shattered my cheekbone, and like I could see the other side of my face for like 2 fucking months with my eyeball. It was pretty bad. And they didn't go to the doctor for that. I mean, I don't know what they could have done, but I don't really remember anything really happening. Yeah. So, stuff like that did happen. As far as illness, we didn't get antibiotics. There was no way antibiotics happened. I used to have horrible periods when I was younger. Like, I couldn't walk, and I had really bad cysts, ovarian cysts, and they would give me raspberry leaf tea, and that was in Calmag, raspberry leaf tea in Calmag, and I couldn't move.
What the hell?
I laid out for like 2 straight days, and I don't know. Yeah, it was stuff like that. Like
I'm not making the connection here. Okay.
Right, I know. It was no real medical. It was all vitamins, and now, like we all know, vitamins in hard form end up pooping them out anyway. So, I don't know. They were just giving us tons of vitamins and Calmag and coffee. We had a lot of coffee.
What a weird mix.
Yeah, I know, right? That was to keep us going.
Yeah, that's true. You had to keep going, right? Right. Long hours.
Yeah, and I didn't realize until later on in life how bizarre that was to, drink coffee so regularly when you were 14, and 12 or whatever. I think they eventually got rid of the coffee. I don't know if it was too expensive or I don't know what happened, but life at the ranch.
Well, you hear a lot about abuses, and Nathan talked about his abuses. I think you told me you didn't witness his, but did you witness the abuses at the ranch? No, I didn't. We didn't have that happen when I was there, thankfully. Wally wasn't at our ranch, and I think they made it, made sure, like, Wally was a serious snafu, I think. I'd like to believe, so it didn't happen anymore after that, but it did. Yeah, but you've heard other things from other cadet orgs and other ranches.
Yes.
Yeah.
From other places, and other times, yes, but not from the time I was there.
Okay, so there was no, throwing you in the water was kind of a weird thing in the cold. That was kind of an abusive thing.
It wasn't like hands-on. I wasn't like ever physically hit or beat or anything. I was restrained a lot.
Okay.
Like by people, because I would try and, whatever, I just do my thing, be loud and like, fuck you, I'm not going to dig this ditch today. And then I'd take off running, so of course they got stuck. And then they stopped running after me because they knew that I was smart enough. I wasn't going anywhere. So they stopped running after me. But as far as beating and stuff, no, that didn't happen. it was definitely placed between like other kids and stuff. And you know, staff members, I believe, had a lot to do with influencing other kids on other kids.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, actually.
I've heard that a lot.
That type of abuse. Yes, there was a lot of staff members egging on other children to, you know, do things to other children. I can't think of anything specifically.
So something.
Get into that.
Sure. Well, one thing that is abuse is, let's go back to it. If you're up for it, the Purification Rundown experience you had.
Right. Okay. So, the Purif basically is you sit in the sauna for like 5 hours a day. And it's a wet sauna, hot and wet, and you can leave occasionally if you have to use the restroom or whatever. So what happens? Okay, so I did a Purif and I was already on it for like a month or something, and I used to blow from the Purif, and blowing is like running away or leaving like an auditing session. So Purif is considered auditing, so you blow from session. So I would blow and I'd run because it would get hot in there. Plus it was boring as fuck. Plus, you know, I was already in there for a month, and like what else could I possibly do in there? There's like nothing for me to run out. Like there's nothing. It's like unbelievable. And so I blew this one time, and the guy that was in charge of the Purif came and got me, and I was like the last one on the Purif. Everybody else, you'd have, you know, kids come in and do it or whatever, and they go. But I was the only one on it at that time, and he was in charge of me, and he went and got me and dragged me back and put me in there, and then he like barricaded the door with I want to say like a wood, like a log or like cement or something. I couldn't see what it was, but he put something in front of the door, and then he sat in front of it. I couldn't get out. There was no way I could get out. And I was in there very long time. Very, very, very long time. And I ended up breaking the entire inside of it, except for like the heat rock part. That's hot, obviously.
Right.
But I like pulled up all the paneling, the benches, and there was a little tiny like air hole, like I want to say the size of like a PVC pipe. It probably was like a PVC pipe hole in the back of the sauna, you know, for air ventilation, the chicken wire, and I ripped that off, and you know, like trying to like breathe out of that. And
what happened to the guy that was sitting outside? He didn't hear all this?
He heard it all.
He just didn't react.
He did. No, he was just like telling me to stop it, and I was like getting louder and louder and louder. And then finally somebody must have heard me, because somebody walked by, and then I was let out, and I don't remember what happened after that, which is just a blank to me, but like, I do know that my dad was billed for the destruction. I believe I was put on the fence. I want to say I was put on the fence, because I did some serious fucking damage in there. Like, I destroyed it. And the fence was one of our punishments. It was like punishment on top of other punishments, I guess. But the fence was a 10-foot section of like cow metal fence. It was rusty, and if you did anything bad or out ethics, you got a section of fence. So you had to go and scrub it until it was shiny and with a rock, which was fucking impossible to do. So I don't know how many sections of fence I got, but I'm sure I got in trouble for that.
For being suffocated in a hot box.
Yeah, for being stuck in there, because you know, obviously I was running something out or something. Like, it was all on me. It had nothing to do with the fact that I was locked in there, like dying, suffocating. It was the fact that, you know, I wasn't. I don't even know. These are things that I try and.
This is Scientology, right?
It's right. It's Scientology. It's like, okay, and he didn't get in trouble. I know he didn't get in trouble. I mean, I don't think he was allowed to be in charge of the Purif anymore. So, I mean, if that was a kick in the balls, whatever. I don't even know. I don't think anything happened to him.
He didn't get sections of fence for that.
Oh, no. He was like a student staff. Like, he wasn't on the program anymore. He was just there, so he couldn't get in trouble on that with like staff. You could just
typical.
be moved around to a different position, because that's what would happen, you know. If you fucked up on your post or did something out ethics or weren't good on your post, you just get moved to a different post. That's why everything gets pushed under the rug in Scientology, because you just push everybody around and move them around or hide them in holes. So, you know, like...
Craziness. It's insanity.
Craziness.
So
yeah, those are just a couple things that happened there.
So you thought you were going to be there for 3 months.
Yeah.
So, what happened? Do you even understand? Do you still understand to this day? Do you know what happened?
Well, I mean, once you like do the program and you know you become you have to become a Scientologist. You have to be a Scientologist to graduate the program. So you have to bullshit your way through if you're not a Scientologist and you don't want to be. And that's basically what we ended up doing. So that's like when I said like I was a Scientologist when I left there. Like I absolutely was indoctrinated with everything, auditing and the courses and the way of thinking. And the ranch is based on the RPS, which is the Sea Org rehabilitation force, which is the bad thing that people get sent to when they're out ethics. And the ranch was based on that. So it was like 2 years of the RPS in the middle of New Mexico. And I don't know what the RPS was like in the Sea Org, and I know it was fucking horrible. I've heard the stories and I've seen it, but I don't know like how to give that any kind of I don't know how to compare that. But
right.
Everybody would know what I was talking about, but it was I don't know. It was very Scientology. It was very, very Scientology, and I didn't realize that until recently how set up it was and how messed up it is.
Did you think that was normal? All kids are digging ditches somewhere?
Kind of. Well, I mean, no. I don't know.
Well, it was framed as a punishment, so.
Right. I mean, yeah, but that's like what our daily life was. It was just monotonous, nonsensical work, just labor, and it wasn't just like cleaning. It was just, I don't know, just constant everyday labor and work and then learning LRH technology and principles and policy and we would have our graduations on Friday night and hip parade with fucking pictures and it was so absurd, like, and you had to do it every side, but I don't know.
Well, they would catch you if you didn't say hip parade. They would punish you.
No, I don't think so. I hope not. If they did, it's out of my mind. I know that we all had to say it. I know I said it, so we had to say it.
Well, you weren't going to hurry to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it was just all weird bullshit. It was all weird shit. And my ultimate goal was just to be back with my family. I just wanted my dad to love me and let me be part of the family. And that never happened. So.
You're not the one that missed out.
Right. I mean,
not you.
No, hold on, I just put you on speaker somehow. Hold on 1 second.
I'm right here.
Okay, alright, yeah, I don't know. Maybe someday he'll realize, maybe he won't.
How would that feel for you if members of your family came out and said, "I'm sorry, I was an idiot. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have said that." Are you able to forgive? Are you able to move forward with your family?
Yeah, I absolutely am. If they were to do that.
Well, you were initially trying to protect them before they started smearing you. Yeah.
I was. And I was trying to. I mean, not so much anymore. Now it's like, whatever, balls in your court.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. It's been like a tumultuous 30 years, and then 20 years just, trying to, I don't know, understand the whole thing. My family situation is just very bizarre to begin with, and, uncomfortable. It always was uncomfortable, so I don't really know how I feel about it all. Like, I'm totally able to forgive and love and, accept people for their flaws. And I get that. Like, I understand that, all of our parents were human too, and they fucked up. It's not on us. So,
Right.
hopefully they can, if they can't, hopefully we can all just heal from it. I'm getting there. Took a while.
I think you're doing amazing because I guess you haven't been practicing Scientology forever, but you've been kind of hanging low before Aftermath, right?
Right.
So a lot of the attention, a lot of the disconnection, a lot of the just a lot of the stuff is fresh right now.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
You're doing pretty well considering, and I think you found there's a lot of support.
Mhm. It really is, and I'm very appreciative of that. I didn't believe it when I was told that.
We're all bad people.
Right. I know. It's embarrassing, honestly, to admit that, we were all, or not we, I'm not going to put anybody else in mind, but I really believed the world was just full of bad, and there was really no reason to be, nice or not that. I don't even know what I'm going with that, but you're right. There are a lot of very supportive people.
Well, it's not that you weren't being nice. I think there is. Tell me if I'm wrong. You can correct me. You know better than I do. It's fresher for you. It's fresh for you. It's not that you're not nice to people who aren't Scientologists, but you would look down on them. They're not on your level.
Right, and it's not even it's just really anybody, really, because you get sort of like a God complex in Scientology. There's a lot of people that say, like other atheists have a God complex, but they actually put that on. Like, my uncle has a fucking God complex. Anybody that's OP has a fucking God complex. Honestly, they think that they're in control of dropping their...
Yeah.
Right. So, and, that indoctrination starts young, and then especially for kids, who are already, like, the outcasts and, exciting and extraordinary and just misunderstood, that don't have, like, the love and the nurturing, being indoctrinated to believe that you are a cause, yes, at that age, it gives you a God complex. So it wouldn't be, I don't look down on other people, but I don't know how to explain it.
I don't think you do now at all. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that. But I think that's true for a lot of ex-Scientologists and Scientologists.
Oh, it's just a matter of how you look at other people, basically.
I'm a shoe shifter. I like to put myself in other people's shoes. I like
Good.
to understand other people's perspectives now, and
great.
That's what I do. So I'm very empathetic, and I'm glad that I was able to embrace the feeling of empathy and compassion, because there was a lot of years that I couldn't, and I didn't understand why I couldn't, and I thought it was me. And It wasn't me. It was the way I was raised, and it was what I was made to believe. And then I didn't have any guidance after the rant. I haven't had any guidance, and I don't want to say like saying that stuff like you're 36, you should have your shit together, and I do. I do. But
oh, come on now. I'm 43. I don't have my shit together.
Don't have it together, but it was just the whole thing was really tough. I don't know. It's hard to accept that it had such a fucking horrible impact, and that I let it, that I didn't realize that I was letting it. And then to see all these people want that in their life, like my family. Like, they know that this shit is bad. I know my dad watches Leah's show. I haven't heard from him, and I know he's watched the episodes. And
how do you not know?
And like how like, I don't know.
There's a lot of willful ignorance involved, but what do you do with it? You're taking that as an opportunity for yourself to better yourself and see the world differently, and handle that with your children and your family that way. And that's remarkable. And honestly, we talked for a long time for this interview, and you're amazing. So thank you for talking, and I think people will appreciate it. We do have to do a little bit of business here, as I do with most of my guests. I do something called 10 questions. I think you're familiar with it. That out real quick. Let's see. So 10 questions with Tara Reile. And you'll have an opportunity to say more if there's anything else to say here. Number one, I know the answer to this kind of, and we talked about it, but Ohio, thumbs up or thumbs down? How do you feel about Ohio? You spent some time there.
Thumbs down.
You don't like it?
No, I do not. I don't recommend it. I wouldn't stay long. I just
don't hate her for saying that, guys. Ohio is not for everybody. I shouldn't ask you that question. I'm setting you up for failure here. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty boisterous when it comes to that. I've told pretty much everyone I've run into around here, like, your town sucks, and then they get really mad. But I'm like, no, but listen, this is how you can improve it. And then they get mad, and I'm just like, I'll just stay in my house.
It was funny, because the reason I asked that is because I was chatting with you, and you said you were in Ohio. I was like, I know people in Ohio. I like it there. You're like, you're the only person?
Yeah. No, I don't know. The only
it depends.
Ohio are the people that are from Ohio.
It depends on where you are in Ohio. It's not all that bad, but there's definitely some terrible places in Ohio.
Yeah, I don't recommend Toledo. I really don't. So avoid that.
All right. Good advice. Number 2, finish this sentence if you could. I wake up every day and open my eyes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's a good thing. Please keep doing that. No problem.
I will. I'll try.
I'll be on the lookout to see if you're still around.
Right. I should be. I hope so.
Number 3, true or false? The ranch was fun. False. No fun at all? No toys, no games, no enjoyment?
We played a lot of cards when we were in trouble. We played a lot of cards.
That's like passing time in detention kind of thing.
I mean, if passing time is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the people in prison count cards as fun. I don't know. No, there wasn't any fun. I'm not going to say there was fun.
Okay. Number 4.
Cool, but no.
That's good. Number 4. Juice, soda, or water?
Water.
Preferably without the squigglies in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clean water.
Clean water.
Very, very up. Yeah, I'm a water snob. I can't drink tap water. I can taste like all different flavors of water. It's very, and people make fun of me for it, but I can literally taste all the different things in water.
There are different tinges to water, and if you look online, you can find demonstrations on which bottled waters are the cleanest. I think Zephyr Hills is up there pretty high. Not to do free advertising for Zephyr Hills, but that's what we like. All right, number 5. Just something we saw a test on. Number 5. You got a lot of trouble over that banana. You really were hungry at a time. If you could have any meal to make up for that day, any meal you wanted, what would you have?
Oh, it would be the same thing as always. It would be like steak and lobster and probably a pitcher of beer now. Or I'm not going to even say banana daiquiris. I'm like kind of over bananas at this point. Let's do steak, lobster, some cheesecake. That would work. I could go for all that.
Wow. All right. Well, I think I told you this before. If you're ever in the Central Florida area, I'll check with my wife. I'll see if I have the budget. We'll make it happen. No problem. Now I'm stuck on that because I said it on air. Number 6, jogging, treadmill, or sofa? Sofa. Okay, no problem. I agree. I'm with you. The pacing makes up for all the time sitting.
I've been smoking for like 20 years. I can't jog or treadmill. It's funny.
Number 7. Are you an early riser, early to sleep, or just, not really much sleep anywhere?
My circadian rhythm is totally off. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I see you on Messenger at all hours.
I'll be up for a couple of days and then I'll sleep and then I won't and then I don't know. It probably has to do with my awesome upbringing and not having any kind of schedule. But yeah, no, I'm all over the place. But
Okay.
definitely not early to rise. Like if I had a choice,
Sleep in.
I would, but early to rise, I do get that alarm and all that good stuff.
Right.
Okay, next question.
Number 8. True or false? All this speaking out's been empowering for you.
True.
You had to think about that a little bit. There's trepidation.
I do. I have my days.
No one said it was easy. It's not easy. That's why one of the reasons I appreciate you doing this. Number 9. Nathan Rich was a friend of yours, and you talk about him. He's still a friend of yours. See if you can describe Nathan in one word. If you have more you want to say it's impossible. That would be your one word, and then say what you want to say. I'll allow that.
Nathan Rich is a pretty fucking extraordinary guy, and I'm very, very proud of him. That he got to where he is. So that's what I'd like to say about that.
Nice. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Number 10. Do you have anything else any messages you want to send to anybody? Anything you want to say? Any message you want to send to people who are already out or people who are thinking about leaving? Any of these people, family members, anybody?
You can do it. There's love out there, and there's support, and you're worth it. Love your family, and love your children, and don't give up on them. That's all I got right now before I cry.
Okay. Well, your relations, your families, they're more important than some crazy old man's storybook. I hate to say it like that. It sounds insulting, but do some research and see. It is what it is, and enough, right? Enough.
Right. It messes with. It really does damage. It doesn't. You're not fixing the world. You're ruining. It's ruining lives, and it's ruining people and families, and it's ruining strong people that could have, done a lot more.
And I think you might be able to say this yourself. I know you're working on it on yourself, and you're working on your strength. You can build that strength back up. You can,
right.
And there's, best thing you can do is come back to your family. All right. Well, thank you so much. You are incredible. I don't want to insult you. I didn't expect this. I'm very happy I got to interview you and got to meet you.
Me too. I'm glad that you put up with all of that. I hope it.
There was no rambling.
Okay, good.
That was good stuff.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris.
No problem. You take care.
All right. You too.
Okay, so much apologies there, folks. It's been it was a good final part of the interview. Of course, there were some drops there. The audio is not at its best, and I do apologize for that. It seems like it's been getting worse lately. I've been trying a new method of doing some audio recording for the interviews, and as you may realize, it may come out differently in the end than it starts if it sounds really good in the beginning. So I'm going to go back to an older method that I can actually clean up pretty well and not have to worry about all the static and the drops and the low tone. I apologize for that. That's going to improve moving forward. Otherwise, look, I just want to say thanks again for hanging out. I don't know if it's going to be a show next week because I don't know when I'm going to get that interview recorded with Christy. But there will be more content coming. And until then, I just want to say stay connected. And that about sums it up.
You have been listening to Come Get Some Extra on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, YouTube, and many other streaming services where available. As always, stay connected. And that about sums it up.